Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and in this week's episode we are going to continue on from last week, where we are going to be polar aligning the C11 telescope, and we're also going to be putting on the ASI 2600 MC Pro. So let's kind of have a look at what's in the box. Alright guys, so this is my little corner now that I've created in my observatory, so I can actually sit out here at night time whilst the telescope's running. I can run my iPad in here so I can check what's going on with the telescope. I can also have a look at the stars and just enjoy a night out in the summer. So let's get into the video then. We have got ZWO ASI cooled deep sky camera, and this is the 2600 monochrome camera. The actual camera itself, which comes with like a clear plastic top, and inside the normal bag that you get. Let's have a little look at the camera first, shall we? So it's pretty much identical to my 2600 MC Pro one-shot colour, but obviously it's a monochrome. So yeah, it's got the 3.0 USB, it's got two 2.0 USBs in the back of it, and the power supply. So that's my third camera that I've got now from ZWO. I really like them. I know people have complained that they have like an oil leak problem. I've not actually faced any issues with oil leaks or anything like that. So for me, top cameras, brilliant. And it also comes with 3.0 USB, which actually looks like it's got a longer cable. It might not be, it just looks like it's a longer cable than normal. 2-point USB. Another 2.0 USB, an Allen key, a cap, dust cap, and then it's got the spacers as well inside, which we're not going to need because we've already got the spacer in the C11. Our back focus is already there. That's why I got the 2600 MC Pro, because it's just a swap over for me. Really nice and simple. Okay, so that is it. Alright, so it's the ZWO ASI 2600 MM Pro USB 3.0 mono camera. So, lovely bit of kit. So we'll be changing this camera over from our one shot to the monochrome very shortly. I always keep the boxes. Wife hates me for it. And then I've got something really cool. I didn't actually remember that I had this in my basket, but I threw it in my basket a while ago, and I ordered a load of other bits and pieces off of Amazon and forgot that this was actually in there. So it turned up last week, and it was just a cool little sort of gadget. It's not gadget, but you know, yeah, it is a gadget really, but it's not like tech gadget. It's really well made. So it's made with a walnut frame, and it is a moon phase clock. So I will sort that out at some point. So it's a great British design, and to be honest with you, the attention to detail on it is really quite nice. I'll show you a close-up of this one as well. So with the actual clock, what I was thinking of doing is actually putting this inside of the house somewhere. It's just nice to know when we've got a new moon. So yeah, super cool. Really like that. Okay, so like I said on the introduction of the video, what we're going to be doing tonight is following on from last week's video where we put our pier in place. What we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to get all of this polar aligned, and we're going to make sure that our StarSense auto guider is aligned with the actual scope itself as well. So we're just going to make sure that we're really accurate when we're actually imaging, and so when we slew over to a target, we're going to make sure that we're exactly on that target every time. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove our dew shield so we can actually access our camera. So when I put this on, I done it so it was just loose enough so it goes over it and holds the wires, but not too loose where it kind of falls off, so it kind of works out perfect. What'll be interesting to see whether you're actually going to be able to tell the difference between this camera and that camera. Size wise, it kind of looks the same. All of that looks the same size. I'm going to have to be really careful that I don't switch these round the wrong way. Okay, it's good because that means I can actually give this one a clean. And although we talk about oil leaks, I did notice I had a mark on my actual images. Not sure if it's picking it up. It's actually an oil leak. Can you see that? That's not on the outside of the screen, that is actually on the sensor. So we're going to have a look at that. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we've got a brand new one. So there may be a difference, however. This is one shot colour, this is monochrome. Other than this one looking more new, I really can't see what the difference is. Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. Well, it's going to be hard to tell until you actually start imaging. And there you go, guys. It's so nice. That's why I brought the 2600 MC Pro again, because it's so easy to switch between cameras. That one can go safely in the warm room until we actually have a look at how we're going to repair this for the oil leak. There is a good video. I might watch a video on how to repair it. I'll do my own little video on me repairing this one at some point. Okay, just make sure it's not too tight. We can put a dew shield back on now, and then that one is ready to get polar aligned. So one thing I would like to ask as well, has anybody else got these dew shields on their telescopes? Because I'm not sure if it's just my design on my one, whether it's just a little bit faulty, but when it clicks into place, one side don't click fully in, and what happens is it actually tends to move very easily, which is not great. And I'm not sure if it's just actually the dew shield itself, whether anyone else has had that problem, or whether it's just a known issue that they always have. Alright, so it's now time to turn the telescope on, and then we're going to start looking through the new camera and seeing what we can pick up. Okay, so before I actually kind of get more into the video, another massive thank you to all my followers, all the people that are subscribed to the channel, liking the channel and commenting on all of the videos that I'm releasing. And I am really fortunate. So I'm not just fortunate for having you guys subscribing to the channel, watching the channel grow so quickly, but check my view out that I've got right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not looking out in mountains and stuff, you know, and it's stunning in that way, but I do feel quite lucky that I've got this. If I'm honest, it kind of doesn't actually do it justice. It is beautiful here, and it's so quiet. So I'm looking forward to my first night sitting in the open side of the observatory, sort of still shielded by the walls and everything. Nice blanket over me, nice comfy chair, just to be able to look up at the stars and enjoy the night of looking at the constellations. Alright, so let's go on. I know you're going to probably kill me for it, but we're going on to ASI Studio. Just for the time being, guys, alright? Just for the time being. They're so nice that I can actually just switch that camera around, you know? I can have one shot colour or I can have a mono. So let's put the cooler on, and we're going to put the anti-dew on as well, because I think it's going to get a little bit dewy tonight. Alright, let's turn on the continuous. And we're going to just do previews. We're just going to have a little look, because I'm not sure how well the focus is going to come out. Oh, I need to take off the caps as well, don't I? Let's go and have a look, because now I don't have to worry about getting up and down. And let's have a little look at what the telescope's doing. Okay, so I remember doing this when I first got the scope. And what it does is it keeps going until it can't actually go anymore. And it kept coming up with an error, so let's see if it does the same thing. Always makes me nervous, this. You know, is it going to understand that it's kind of reached the slew limit? And that's what it didn't recognise before. It's still going. Oh, look. And that's the worry. I mean, it's almost at slew limit now. Yeah, if I'm not careful, it's going to actually hit itself. I think I'm going to have to stop it again. Right, warning, this mount has reached its slew limit and has stopped permanently. Luckily enough, it stopped it this time before it kept on trying to go. So it's one of the problems that I do get with it. Let's do auto 4 points and let's see what that does. Let's kind of have a little look, shall we? Okay, so that's a good sign. It's going to start taking its images. Let's see what it says. So its plate solving is in progress. Right. Okay, so that's not great. Its plate solve failed. However, that could just be the darkness in the sky. It's not actually that dark at the moment, and I do get that occasionally. Right, it's 10 o'clock at night, guys. Let's see if this plate solve works. Right, it was successful on that one. We'll let it go around and do its own thing, and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay, guys, so I've just said go to Polaris, and it's figured it out. I've not done any adjustments to it. All I did was I used a compass. I may have just been jammy. You know me, guys, I do get a little bit jammy occasionally. So, see what you think. That is Polaris. Pretty much bang in the centre. I'm going to go slew to another target quickly just to see how accurate it really is. Let's see how that comes out. And then what we'll do is we'll have to go to focus and start focusing it. Mate, it looks like it's going to be bang on the centre again. Is that decent or what? I couldn't be happier. What I'm going to go do now, I'm going to go tighten up my mount and everything, make sure everything's good. We can start looking at some targets then. Alright guys, welcome back. You couldn't make this up. This was actually probably one of my most epic moments ever. So I'm chilling out and I've set all my cameras up and everything. And all of a sudden, I start realising that I'm not actually guiding anything. It's just stopped guiding. And I'm like, what is going on? So I've gone onto the graph and it's showing nothing at all. I've gone onto the live view and I can see there's stars there, but still nothing's happening. Anyway, I reset the auto guider, I recalibrate it. You know, I'm talking like factory reset, setting the whole bloody thing up again. It still don't work. I changed the cables. I've done pretty much everything that you could imagine, troubleshooting wise. I changed the lot. Still didn't work. And I thought, I'm done with this. So I turn off my red LED lights. And all of a sudden, it just starts tracking. So, don't sit out there with your red LED lights on when you're using the StarSense Auto Guider, because it really didn't like it. So now I'm tracking, I'm guiding lovely. We are sitting at -1 arc second to half an arc second. So it's not too terrible. I think there's a little bit more balancing that I need to look at really with it, but it's running quite smoothly. So I started photographing something that's really quite beautiful. I've been waiting to try and image this. It's managed to get above the house, and it's also where I wouldn't have seen it before. So check this out. Yeah, that's right, we are photographing the Pelican Nebula, and it looks epic. I am so excited. The 2600 monochrome is just so much fun. I really love the black and white. I'm almost tempted to actually not even throw it into colour. It just looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm proper happy with it. The quality is just stunning. Everything about it, super stoked. You know, after getting through the whole auto-guided situation, I feel so much better for it all. So I've set up, I haven't got long really. The old clouds are rolling in again soon, so I've set 20 of these up. Hopefully by the next video I might actually have a little bit of data where I can sort of do the palette and get the RGBs into it. However, if I don't, I'm just going to stack the black and white, and I'll send that out into the next video just to show you. And then what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video of when I actually finish it, maybe a little bit of processing as well. So remember, if you've got a StarSense auto guider, don't use your LED lights because it really affects it. Also, I've got some great news. My Pier adapter has turned up today, so we're actually going to strip the telescope back down again, and we're going to get this put on just so that it's 100% fully complete. I had some great comments as well from the Pier installation last time, where people are actually saying to fill up the Pier with sharp sand, like kiln dried sharp sand, and that'll actually stop any other vibrations. So great tips on the comments, guys, appreciate it. So I will be putting in some sand into this. Luckily enough, at the bottom you can actually sort of, there's a little hole, and I'm going to be able to get the kiln dried sand into that another day. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strip this all back down again. We're going to get the new Pier adapter put on, and then we're going to get all the telescope back onto it. So I'll show you on the other camera me doing all of that now. Alright guys, so the washers didn't actually fit. So what I've done is I've used my angle grinder and I've cut them down. Now also remember, it's important to use health and safety equipment when you're doing anything like this. So make sure you wear your eye protection, your gloves, or whatever stuff you want to be using. Just keep safe, alright? Okay, so I'm going to bolt all of that together now, and then hopefully it won't be moving nowhere. Right guys, also remember, if you're going to tighten anything up, try and tighten up opposite bolts. You want to just kind of finger tighten it in little cranks at a time. You don't want to over tighten it and just strip your threads or anything like that. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Always do your opposites. I've just managed to put everything back together again. So the telescope's back onto the pier, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust all of the counterweights and everything, and just make sure that our balance is perfect again. So last time I did feel like with the guiding maybe the balance was just off a little bit. I'm going to try and really get this dialed in as perfect as I can do now. When I was kind of balancing it, what I've been getting is a little bit of resistance, I suppose wire resistance with my StarSense Auto Guider. So what I've got is like, you know, it's like the telephone wire, if you like. Now you see here, this is what I've been using, but that's been plugged directly into my mount. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I've plugged it into my Do controller, which is also connected to the PC anyway. So I'm hoping that that's going to make enough of a difference where I can still actually log into the computer, still get the StarSense Auto Guider running, and it's going to stop that drag, if you like. Okay, so that didn't connect. So what I'm going to do, I found myself a longer cable, and I'm just going to plug that into the StarSense Auto Guider and then back into the mount again. Alright, so it's all in place, all done, and it's looking lovely. I'll upload one of the images that I took a couple of nights ago. Like I say, the clouds rolled in at that time and I didn't actually get much data on it, so yeah, here's this one anyway. Talk to you soon.